If you guys want coins for FC24, make sure you check out MMOEXP.com. Their link is down in the description. They're very fast, they're very cheap, they're very reliable, and if you use my code REMA, you can get yourself a lovely 5% discount. So what's up guys, it's Ash here and welcome back to a brand new video. In today's video guys, we have the updated 422 custom tactics and instructions to help you out in FC24 if you are struggling. Pretty popular formation this year, very good in the attack and the defense. Those two CDMs do really help you out. And yeah, I do hope you guys enjoy. Please be sure to drop it a thumbs up though, just before we get into it, as it does really help me out with the YouTube search. Sub to the channel if you are new of course, so you never miss out on any videos, and don't forget to turn on those notifications. And yeah, with all that aside guys, let's get right into the video. Okay then guys, so starting off with the tactics for the defensive style, we have it on balanced, as I find it to be the most controlled, you know. Like when you want to press your opponent you can, and when you want to drop off and maybe be a bit more passive you can also do that. So I like balanced as I feel like it is more controlled, but if you want to use some pressure tactics then that is absolutely fine. For the width guys, I have it on 35. This is so we have a nice narrow and compact defense which allows us to block out all those attacks through the middle. This makes it much more difficult for our opponent to attack us right through the middle, leaves less gaps. The only thing you have to worry about sometimes is because we're using a more narrow width, sometimes we can leave space out wide, but as long as you're aware, it's not too bad. However, if you want to up the width a bit to cover those wider areas a bit better, you can also do that. Now for the depth guys, you can use what you want. A lot of people are using 100 depth at the moment, where you get that automatic press from the AI. It plays a really high defensive line and it's very difficult for an opponent to play through. Me personally, I don't like it, but you can use it if you want. Some other people are still using like 71 depth, which is more of the same of like the 100 depth, just maybe not as crazy of a defensive line. Me personally, because I like to choose when I want to press instead of the AI doing it for me, I choose a depth of like 60 to 65, where we still have a decently high defensive line. We just choose when we press. But yeah, depth is completely a preference based thing. You can use whatever you need to. Now for the build-up play guys, we have this on balanced as I find it to be the most controlled and also the most varied way to build up. When you use balance guys, you can pick and choose between all the build-up styles in the game. So if you want to play slow for a moment, you can. And then if you want to switch it up and play a bit quicker, you can also do that. Me personally, I don't like all these individual settings like the slow build-up, the fast build-up, and the long ball, because I don't really think they work that well. The only argument you can really make is for long ball. That does seem to make a bit of a difference, but unless you're spamming long balls, I wouldn't use that anyway. Like me personally, I don't really use that. Now for the chance creation guys, we use direct passing as it's the only way to consistently create chances against the park the bus defenses in FC24. It's very much a push forward, track back kind of movement, which allows for those cutbacks and passes across goal. So it's a little bit boring, but very effective nonetheless in the state of this game. Now moving on to the attacking width guys, you can pretty much use whatever you want to. The only thing I would say about the attacking width is obviously the lower the width, the more narrow your attack, and the higher the width, the wider your attack. So make of that what you will. I have it on 41 at the moment. The advice I would give you guys though is I wouldn't go too far extreme either way. So I'd suggest something like 40 to 60. 40 being the more narrow approach, 60 being a wider approach, but they would be like my maximum thresholds. For the players in the box guys, we have this on 7. This is so we can get quite a few players into that penalty area without like completely overcommitting everybody, because you don't want that. And then for the corners and the free kicks, we have them both on 3 at the moment, but you can do what you want with that, you know, there's no specific number required. Now moving on to the player instructions guys, on both of the strikers we have them on stay central and get in behind. Now the reason we have them on stay central is so we can primarily keep them in those middle areas. We don't really need them out in the wide positions. We do have the wide attacking midfielders in this formation, so they'll cover those spaces pretty well. So we keep them on stay central to put them in that middle space and to make them the focal points of the team. They can get a little bit lost on that balance width instruction. We also have them on getting behind to force those movements out of the player, as they can be very static on mixed attack, especially if an opponent is using some sort of pressure tactic, and you really don't want that. So stay central, getting behind is my suggestion. For the wide cams guys, we have them both on comeback and defense and and get into the box across. Come back on defense is very important on these players because it makes it defending more of like a 4-4-2 shape. Now the reason we do this is because it helps fill in those gaps. So in this formation you'll see you've got those two CDMs, and then if you look to the right and to the left of them there is a bit of space, and we want to fill that in so our opponent does not have any space to attack. So these wide attacking midfielders will come back to sit next to those CDMs and fill in the space. So it makes us really nice and compact through the middle, and it also doesn't give our opponents any way to attack down the wing. We also have them on getting to the box across so they don't hesitate in getting into that penalty area. Now for the left CDM guys, we use a more defensive minded midfielder, somebody that's going to stay back, be a rock, and basically, you know, just be an anchor for us. So on this player we have them on stay back, cut passing lanes and cover centre. We have them on stay back while attacking so that they won't fly forward because again we don't really need them to do that. Cut passing lanes means they'll always look to intercept those passes and break up the play. It's made even more effective with that intercept plus play style. And then cover centre so that they'll primarily cover the middle area as we already have the wide cams coming back to cover the wing. Now for the right CDM we use a more box to box style player, somebody that will attack and defend and have that free roll. So we just leave them on the default settings so that they can do a bit of what they want. The only thing we change is cover centre, so like the other CDM they'll cover that middle area as opposed to the wing. For the fullbacks guys, because it is a narrow formation, on my right back, my more attacking fullback, I have them on balanced overlap. This is to add that extra width, send them on the overlap and give us a wider option. Really helps to stretch out the opponent's defence and does give you much more options going forward in my opinion. For the other fullback, the more defensive one, the left back, we have them on stay back on overlap. This is so we always have at least 3 defenders back at a time, which makes us nice and defensively sound. But when we send them on that run forward, they'll make that overlapping run to add that extra width. For the 2 centre backs, we leave them alone of course, and the keeper we also leave them alone. But yeah guys, they're my tactics and instructions for the 4-2-2. Hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have, please be sure to drop it a like, sub to the channel, and yeah, I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace out guys, take care.